was tried twice on the same court case, and my conviction is currently under appeal in Kentucky Supreme Court of Appeals. I have grown much as a 21-year-old girl I was in 2020 at the time of my arrest. I'm looking for someone who won't judge me by my past, but by the woman I've become. Fair. Very fair. No one really knows or can explain what I've been through besides me. It can be hard being judged by false conviction theories in the media used to obtain television ratings and a conviction and maximum penalty in court. Yeah. I appreciate someone who can look beyond that to share intelligent conversation and hopefully build a long-lasting connection and friendship.
How wild was her crime that they were selling magazines and shit with it? And ratings. So
and ratings. I mean, maybe she's just saying
some wild shit.
Oh man. So, all right, let's get down to it. Who do you want to pick? Bachelor number one, Mr. I think he wrote you a song. I think he wrote you a CBB song or some shit on there.
Run with Joey and Marjorie.
So you want Joey, Bachelor number two.
Yeah.
From Kentucky. He's a lonely gay man seeking pen pals. You're going with Joey.
He's open.
With the EDM music and everything. Okay, no, just want to make sure. You never know. And then Bachelorette's going with Marjorie from Arizona. Bachelorette number two, who was in the Girls video. Which I could have probably.
It's actually count shit was
You're
hilarious.
gonna pick, but I probably could have predicted you're gonna pick Girls.
At the same time, fucking.
Either her or the other one. She's a little younger.
I actually got the count, which is nice.
Either way, okay.
Jimmy
So
got the
let's
count.
find out.
Jimmy don't think got a fucking PS5.
So
He just borrowed fucking ogre shit. He's not about to spend $500 to go fucking
Bachelor
troll
number one
somebody,
here.
so.
I'll show you. Let me turn the monitor to
Fuck
you.
you did he use it for?
There he is. There he is. There's his mugshot when he's arrested. He's a handsome guy. There we go. Here's him now.
The only reason I'm doing this
Glasses
is
on,
I got
all
a
that,
reason to
so
stay.
not bad. He's 49 years old.
Reason to stay up.
The guy's 49?
Yeah, it looks great, right?
He looks fucking amazing.
He looks 32. That's fucking
Holy
wrong.
shit.
Wow, I don't know how prison has done great for him. He should just stay there.
Really
He's
has.
great, sir. You look great. He's from Cincinnati. He is a black guy. He's currently a practicing Muslim. He is on death row, so he'd be hard. It's going to be hard to keep a date. We'll just say with him. So it's good that you didn't pick him. He's currently on death row.
Got my shit
go to him,
hooked
but
up,
that's not
which is kind of nice, but I don't know if I'll be really able to
he was
stream
arrested
the
and
setups and
convicted
shit.
for kidnapping with bodily injury,
I
armed
probably
robbery,
need
rape, and
stream,
murder.
So.
Oh
So
my god.
it's a full house of
did
wonderful
everything.
violent crimes here.
I'm gonna
Let's
fucking,
find out what happened, shall we?
Face
The evidence showed that on the afternoon of October 7th, 1990, DeMarcus Sears and Philip Williams were walking through Atlanta because their car had broken down. Wanting to return home to
As you
Ohio,
can see,
where
my
they
tab
lived,
is frozen
they
from
walked to a
earlier,
Waffle
it's
House in
just
Smyrna,
dog shit.
where one does what one does, and tried to borrow money from several patrons in the restaurant. They told the patrons that their car had broken down and they needed money to go to Cincinnati, which is actually honest. Sears, who is our
Sound like it, but
it is Sears, our bachelor number one.
No, I swear.
Everybody
Yes.
Slow
fucking
down.
I swear
does
to God, my car's a piece of shit. Seriously.
That's it, bro.
He carried a
trolling.
black briefcase that contained brass knuckles, knives, and a set of
Only thing that can
handcuffs
make
was
me
missing the
happy.
key. Well, that's an important part of handcuffs. He opened the briefcase in the restaurant and tried to sell some of the
I ain't gonna lie,
items to a
Booger's
customer.
chat was kind of
After
interesting
receiving
today.
directions and a couple dollars for bus fare, Sears and Williams walked to a nearby Kroger food store.
All
A
this
police
shit that
officer
always goes
observed
on.
them loitering near the Kroger parking lot and briefly spoke with them before he left in response to a radio call.
Wouldn't do a
So
stream.
subsequently, they decided to steal a car so they
All
could
my
drive back
shit's
to
in my mom's
Cincinnati.
room since
They spotted the victim, Gloria Wilbur, when she parked her 85
my brother
Buick,
took the one TV
and
and
entered the
all
Kroger.
his TV in the
Around
fucking
8 p.m.,
basement.
she
It was
returned to her
way too
car and
old to
placed
be
her
connected.
groceries in the
It
trunk.
has no fucking jack
Sears,
for
our
HDMI,
bachelor,
so it is
lower number
dog
one
shit.
here, approached her,
Like, I
struck her
use
with the
this
brass
bitch
knuckles, and forced her into the
hanging
car.
my PlayStation phone.
Williams then got behind the wheel and they
So I
drove
don't know what
north
to
on
say about
I-75. Sears told Ms. Wilbur to be quiet, pulled her into the back seat, and handcuffed her with her hands behind her back. When they stopped for gas and hamburgers, Sears wedged Ms. Wilbur down between the seats and covered her with book bags to prevent discovery.
No, I basically just wasted my money.
Jesus. When they were driving through Tennessee, he raped her.
Financial decisions.
So he got to Tennessee before he needed to. Jesus Christ. They crossed the border into Kentucky around 1 a.m. and stopped the car. Despite her pleas to remain in the car, Sears took the victim into the bushes along I-75 and stabbed her to death. Jesus Christ. Miss Wilbur's body was found still handcuffed almost a week later. Her abandoned Buick was discovered in a Cincinnati suburb, aforementioned by him in his poetry, whatever. Remember his leafy Cincinnati suburb? Well, that's what it was.
It was never. She was never being uncuffed because they didn't have the fucking key.
Nope. Bloodstains in the car matched the victim, and pubic hair taken from the back seat matched Sears. Based on the ID by witnesses at the Waffle House and a tip from one of their friends, probably an Ohio informant, they questioned them. Both men gave statements. Sears admitted he had taken the Buick and kidnapped, raped, and killed the victim. So both their statements matched. Yeah, both men stated only Sears
I got
raped
shit
and
like that.
stabbed.
It's staple or
That's all. Sears also consented to a search of his mother's house and was escorted by police to the residence. He took police to his room and showed them the black briefcase and the brass knuckles, so he gave it all up anyway. So bachelor number 3, let's find out about the guy you did not choose, the long-winded man who said poetry 12 times. Let's find out about Joseph. You can turn the monitor back to you, so you can see a picture of young Joseph. There he is. He's the guy who says he's 46, but he looks 10 years younger. So
That's Joey.
that's Joey right there. Oh no,
That's
shit!
number 2.
I can't
That's
show
my
you
guy.
the guy yet. No, I don't want to show you him yet. So
That's
you didn't
Joey.
see him. That
Number
guy
2
showed.
is the one I picked.
I know, but I'm not going to talk about him yet. You got to see
Oh,
him
okay.
first.
Okay.
Bachelor number 3
Yep.
is William Segura here.
Oh.
Here he is. There's him with his
Someone's
dog.
cousin.
That's the poetry guy.
Yeah.
There's him there. He's got some biceps on him. There he is. There's the little dog he's talking about. There you go. Yeah, so there's him. He's Aries. There. He's from California. Let's see
my
here.
part of this
His
little thing,
earliest release date is
Thinking about
2024.
some shit for
So you could have actually seen him pretty soon.
big ass video.
Let's see here. In the evening of September 16, 2011, Segura patronized a restaurant in Arcadia, consuming food, and eventually ate tall beers, as they called it. During the evening, the restaurant
Thinking about
bartenders
getting a
informed
nice
him that they
little
would not continue to
surprise
serve
for
him
the
if he
3
intended
hours
to drive.
later.
He responded that he would go
That cost me
home
a
by
lot of
taxi
money
so they
for
continued to
this
serve
shit.
him.
That's not how that law works, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. So no, you're supposed to cut somebody off. So
Yeah.
then other people him and a bunch of other people decided to go to another club where he said he could drive. A bartender informed him that he continued to receive alcoholic beverages because he said he wasn't going to drive. And he said, "Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I forgot." So about 11 o'clock here, he is driving a silver colored Lexus in front of Christopher Bright's vehicle. He drove erratically and slower than the speed limit. He swerved between the two eastbound lanes, striking the curb and center divider, causing sparks to fly. Then the Christopher Bright telephoned the police emergency dispatcher and reported him as a drunk driver. Then Segura increased his driving speed and bounced between the center divider and right-hand curb. So you know how fucking drunk you have to be to go over? Wow. When he reached the Myrtle Avenue intersection, he screeched to stop at the intersection, then rapidly accelerated against the red light traffic signal.
Oh, right.
How shit-faced are you? A motorist saw Segura driving at a high rate of speed and swerving between lanes. He telephoned also the police emergency saying that he's going to kill someone. Segura drove through this red light signal at the intersection of Huntington Avenue and Mountain Avenue, accelerated and struck the rear of a Suburban of an SUV, propelling it over the sidewalk and into a tree. The SUV driven by Lisa Marie Fuentes, wrapped around and crunched into the tree. Quote, like a boomerang, they said in this report. Segura's sedan then struck the center divider, tipped over, knocked down several lampposts, and stopped. Do you think he's hurt at all?
Not even a drop.
Nope, he left the vehicle and laid down on the curb for a second. Then he popped up, looked at the vehicle that he destroyed, the poor woman's vehicle up there, and walked quickly away and started running away. Sprinted away while people yelled, "Hey, wait a minute, where are you going?"
Yeah.
Once they got there, they were able to get her out of the truck, but she passed away.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
He killed this woman. Yeah. 2 witnesses to the collision were taken to Segura's residence where they identified him as the driver of the sedan. Because when they went in the car, he left his wallet in there, so they just looked at his license and went to his house. When they got to his house, he was asleep in his bedroom with cuts and injuries and all sorts of shit like that. And shit-faced. And he said, quote, "I fucked up, let's get this shit over with." That's what he told the cops.
That's
So-
how this works, but
Yeah.
let's go get this over with.
He admitted that he'd been drinking and driving on a suspended license. He had a blood alcohol content of 0.28%.
That far later.
That's so fucking drunk, man. That's
He was-
insanity. That's insanity. That's almost 4 times the legal limit. That's really fucked up. Yeah, he's also convicted of DUI in 2004, 6, and 10, and he was arrested for a 4th DUI 4 months prior to the crash.
Every 2 years. This guy's a dickhead.
He's a fucking asshole, so you didn't pick him. Good job. Next up, Randy Stevens. He's the guy who's a grandfather
Right.
and all that kind of thing. Here he is there. Give you
Let's have a look, see.
a look at him.
Old
Randy.
Stevens, yeah.
There's Randy.
That looks like a Randy.
Facial tats on there.
Yeah.
He is a Gemini. That's nice. He's 51 years old.
Fuck.
He's from Michigan, Jackson,
Saints
Michigan,
with
which we did in
the
Small
fucking
Town Murder.
$5,
Did.
bro.
He is in jail for he
Fucking
can be
sitting here
released
just
as early as
straight, but
2023.
the fuck is
So
Oh my god.
he's right there.
podcast in the background.
he was in jail for, you ready, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Criminal
late.
sexual conduct, 1st and 2nd degree, persons under 13.
Oh no. Randy.
There's a summer.
His house was called a quote sexual concentration
Not like I can
camp.
reach it, so it doesn't fucking
What?
matter. But hey,
Yeah, they
W
said the
Saints
home
for that
where
fucking
2 girls were repeatedly sexually assaulted were
I'm not
horrible,
doing this
violent
shit on my phone. My
environments.
shit will
That's
die
what the
before it.
prosecutor said.
It would be funny as shit
Wow,
though.
it's
if
2
that happened.
guys, Randy Stevens and this
I gotta
other
edit
fucking
shit,
asshole
so.
here. He was abusive,
Before I'll
threatening,
talk to
and
y'all probably
intimidating.
midnight,
He would
but I'm
do,
gonna spend
this is
the
what they
rest
said,
of the
quote, do
time
anything to
spend
serve his
awake
sick,
editing
twisted
until
needs
I
and
am done,
desires.
and then
One of the
I'll
girls,
put that
who
up for
at the
members
time
when I
this was
wake up.
happening,
I'll
was
probably put it
12,
up for
so
premiere.
this has been going on, testified
So
in
we'll
great
see.
detail about what
But,
Randy and James
so
Tingley
glad, bro.
allegedly did to
I'm
her
gonna watch
when it
his
occurred,
part
making it clear to
when I put my
prosecutors
shit
they
up
could add
tomorrow.
additional counts to this. Stevens
Probably
is
be at
charged
my
with 2
premiere
counts of
if I
first degree
watch it,
sexual
but-
conduct for sexually abusing
It's
the
like
older
some of
girl
the parts I
beginning when she was
definitely want to
4.
see his fucking side of the footage.
Oh
This-
my
there's some
god.
funny
Dude,
shit.
What the fuck, man?
His activities escalated to
You
sex
better
when she
go
was
watch
7.
it.
Oh no.
Then he would pimp out the
Yeah.
older girl to
These
Tingley,
lady
who
takes.
paid Stevens for sexual favors from her.
What the montage?
He pimped out a child.
How is he getting out? Oh Christ.
He also admitted to letting his children, which we'll tell you how many he has in a minute, visit Jeffrey Frant of Leone Township, a quote serial predator now serving 30 to 80 years in prison for first-degree sexual conduct. Stevens, who was in poor health from drinking and drug abuse, good, was involved involving the children in criminal activity and coaching his sons on what to tell questioning authorities.
Wow.
He was teaching his kids. He and his wife, Bobby
Yo,
Jo Stevens, old Bobby
imagine
Jo there,
Being worth less than
have lost their
5 minutes.
parental rights due to their children.
Forgot, I
Bobby
don't
Jo
even go on that
Stevens
account.
pleaded guilty to
I
fourth
took all the
child
gifted
abuse.
members at one
The
time
2
on my
girls
shit.
were the only people to take the stand. He's a father of
Fucking bad, bro.
14
I need to take
kids,
that shit
Jimmy.
away.
Yeah.
14 fucking kids. He has
Yeah,
destroyed
I
and
should
sent
always
out
do
into the
mods,
world
I
like
thought I did.
little harbingers of fucking destruction.
I should
He's
take
just
one
he's
for
fucking
Don't
unbelievable.
feel good at all.
Well, he received
Fuck, that is not as bad as I
you
thought it
sir,
would.
mate, fuck off. 5 25 to 60 year sentences. 1 39 to
16.
60 year sentence, and 2 15 to 22 and a half year sentences, which will be served concurrently. Doesn't matter, it's still 60 years. So he's all sick and shit. He'll be dead. He'll die in jail.
Stay there,
And finally, let's find your guy.
Or who else should make
Oh,
mod
Yeah,
next? I ain't
here
gonna
he
lie.
is. Here's
yeah. Joey
Joey.
better be amazing, you son of a
Joey.
bitch.
Joey, where are you, Joey? Here you
he
are.
is.
Joey. There he is.
There
Joey.
Ah,
There's
he
your-
looks like a military boy.
There's your knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
He's not. He's the gay one. He's
Yeah.
the EDM guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
He's a military
He
Don't
boy.
does look
block
like
word,
it,
bro.
though. In late 2009, he's in for, by the way, his
I actually had to go
earliest
back
release
there
date,
the other, not that long ago,
So
for my
you got
grandparents'
some time to get
anniversary.
ready for
I
him
didn't get
anyway,
sick,
yeah,
but I
to
still
do your hair and
fucking
spruce
did
up.
shit because I was afraid of fucking getting sick.
He's incarcerated for complicity to murder, robbery,
Reader
possession of a
demographic,
controlled
I'm not
substance,
actually
and
doing
tampering with
that.
evidence.
Ah, there was
Like,
no
he-
children in that.
No
Thanks.
No
God.
children.
Yeah.
Late 2009, Joseph Bannis, his paramour, Jeffrey Munt, and James Carroll gathered at Munt's house in
I need
Louisville
to
for
put
a,
the
quote,
chamber
drug-infused menage a trois. Okay? This is right out of the court document, by the way.
He's like a party monster.
That's what he is. He's Macaulay Culkin and Party Monster.
He's a Kentucky party monster.
With his EDM blaring in the background or fucking each other. However, things... You know it was, too.
Fucking each other.
Yeah, there's just fucking jizz everywhere and EDM and cocaine stuck to jizz. It's just disgusting. There's meth on jizz.
Cockheads pulsating with EDM music.
What
Jizz
in the
just
fuck is
dripping
while
out.
I'm listening to fall asleep?
You know it. I'm gonna sniff fucking meth off of that thing. Line it up. So, however,
That's
things
mental.
quickly went awry, like they often do in a drug-fueled
Look at
menage a
that
trois. Jimmy, how many drug
expire or
induced menage a trois
cancellations.
have you ever had? Don't they
Over
always have
900
Maybe
Oh,
never
it's
end.
bad. Somebody gets jealous. There's
Yeah.
three of us.
That's what happened here. However, they went awry when Carol and Munt were, that's his partner and the
Oh,
other guy,
that's
were
fucking
engaged in
funny.
sexual relations.
But they're
our
all
boy
gifted
Joey
members, so, like,
stabbed
to be
Carol
fair.
in the throat with a knife and then
Total
shot
right
her.
now I have is
Wow.
58.
While they were fucking. He then proceeded to point the gun at Munt, his partner, and threatened to kill
That's
him if he
fucking
didn't help.
hilarious.
Wow. Then Joey
So
and
got
Munt
one
grabbed the
person on
victim's
the
slain corpse in
tier,
bed
42 on the
sheets and,
$5,
quote, carried it deep into
6
the
on the
bowels
$2,
of Munt's historic old Louisville
9 on
home.
the
Don't say
$1.
bowels after you just said a drug-infused gay menage a
funny,
trois,
bro.
and you use the word bowel a minute later. Come on, man.
In the midst
Okay.
of sex.
Yeah.
That means he was in his bowels.
So they had a big...
Yeah, I forgot Marisol doesn't remember.
After they began digging a hole in the basement...
Yeah.
I don't know what's grosser than
What?
what.
I know.
What the fuck?
Stabbing in
Playbook.
the neck or the bowels. After they began
I
digging
ain't
a hole in the
looking at that
dirt
shit.
basement floor in which to place the body, they soon realized their current undertaking required additional tools. They then traveled to a nearby hardware store where they purchased the necessary materials. Sometime after, they stripped the victim of his valuables, cleaned the body with mineral spirits, and beat it with a sledgehammer to loosen the rigor mortis that had set in, to make it more pliable.
They
I've never
tenderized him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, they might as well have put some
Basic
fucking
membership,
Adobe on him or
was
something.
upgraded.
Like, what the hell is that, dude?
They
Or
beat
Adobe,
him like a
whatever.
flank
I don't
steak,
know.
Jim.
Yeah,
to be
they
fair.
beat him hard.
Jesus.
So they did that. They also tied the victim with twine, doused him in lime, and stuffed him into a 50-gallon plastic container. This is like a mafia hit. What the fuck,
Yeah.
man? The top of the container was sealed with tape. Foam sealant was added to the confine of the creeping odor of
I think if you
of
do want to
the
upgrade it,
creeping
you have to go
odor.
to the computer version.
Wow. Then the
Damn,
interment
watch
of this
what
of this pitiful coffin into the
Is
dirt
this my duffel
and
bag?
rendered the dastardly deed complete and
Bro,
the secret
hold on, I wanna show
forever
you all
laid
this
to
shit.
rest. Then in April 2010,
Look at my fucking.
the
Hold on, I
Carroll
can't.
arrested in Chicago while in possession of counterfeit currency. What the fuck? Who is this guy?
Look at my shoulder, bro.
He's
That's from
also
my
in
duffel
possession of
bag.
a
That's
firearm that
fucking.
was used to shoot the
God
victim
damn.
in the case. She's
Yeah.
too
It
dumb
fucking
to get rid
hurts.
of a fucking firearm from
Shouldn't hurt.
a year later. That's fucking crazy. He's still into that. Chicago police didn't know that at the time, so they were
I
released
could make an intro
uncharged
video.
and counterfeit. Sometime after they went back to Louisville, though,
Oh my
his
god.
partner
Dude, that
Munt
shit caught me off
launched a
guard,
formal
bro.
complaint against
I know he
Joey
said that
to
in a
the
fucking
Louisville
rage.
Metro
I know
Police
that for a
arising
fact.
out of a domestic
That man did
dispute
not
between
hold
the two
back.
men. While being questioned by the officers,
Then bro was
Joey
getting
said
pissed
that he
when
had
somebody
information
got
about an
timed
unreported
out.
homicide. They didn't even know
And
the
then
guy was
I
fucking
timed
dead.
that guy out
Then
for
Joey
spamming
told
and
the
shit.
officers where the body of the victim was
Well, he
located
already got
and blamed
told.
his
The
buddy.
thing was only for
And
members
blamed
and
his partner.
mods and shit,
The
bro.
officers followed his directions.
I will
and
be
exhumed
doing
the
something
body.
like that soon. I
As a
just gotta
result, they're
check how
both
much fucking
indicted for
money I
murder
got.
and robbery. Joey's also indicted
I don't
for
actually know, to be
stealing
fair.
shit and all that. They're tried separately and they
Yeah,
both
no, he
testified
did.
against each other.
He did it like one
Hilarious.
once too, I think.
Yeah. They said
The
it's
fighter was about to catch him at 4K.
Jesus Christ.
Gay
Yeah,
guys
the
are
analytics
so
suck to
petty.
see how much
They
money
will-
I'll
They
make.
will go hard to indict the others.
So that's your date.
Wow.
Okay, so
I'm gonna make sure I do not cross Joey.
I would say so. Now, bachelorettes. You
Yeah.
picked Bachelorette. Was it Marjorie's number 2, right?
Yeah.
Number 2. Bachelorette number
I
2,
don't know.
Marjorie.
No.
Okay, so let's find Bachelorette number 1 first
Let's
of all.
have a look. See.
Lucinda. You didn't pick
Yeah,
Lucinda.
it's a
Here's Lucinda
podcast.
in her uniform, first of all.
Uh-huh.
There you go, there.
Oh, look.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
it's
yeah,
my mom's
naval
podcast in the
uniform.
background, you
Looking nice.
assholes. I
She's got
fucking
her-
said
For
that.
the red, white, and blue, she said.
That shit's loud
She
as shit.
goes there. So
Let me have a look.
Game Lord, yeah, he did.
Not
He did it more than
Badge
once.
photo of some
Yeah.
kind there, but she's good. Looking
That
great.
shit was hilarious.
Photo.
I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, that's so she can, buzz into the parking garage.
Yeah.
So,
Employee in.
Almost
Lucinda's
every day I've
51
made
years
one
old
son.
from Texas.
really
She's
nice to know.
divorced. let's see here. Her earliest release date is 2036.
I made
You would add some time there.
0.005 cents.
She went to college in San Antonio as well, so she's educated. She was
Is
in
he-
the Army for
I don't
6
think
years.
not Saxon's not
Look at
black.
her.
I'll see what he looks like.
She's in jail for murder. Look at that. Let's see. She was an early suspect in the 1995 robbery, kidnapping, and slaying of a 25-year-old mother of 2. This woman had a romantic relationship with Wilson's former boyfriend.
Wow.
So Lucinda's former boyfriend had moved on, and she wasn't having that shit. Late 95, she was arrested on capital murder charges, though, along with her brother, Rudolfo Longoria, and her cousin, Ralph Rodriguez. While the indictments came shortly afterwards, Wilson ended up being released after 90 days because of insufficient evidence against her. So she walked. Now, in her written statement the next year, 1996, she confesses, though.
Check my
She
YouTube
got,
stats.
super religious and confessed. She got
So the most money I made 130 in a
She
day.
started going to these classes to learn about Jesus. She said, I read the Bible
60
3
bucks
times
in
in
a day,
90 days and learned quite a bit that I didn't
69
know.
is the
I was
highest
really
I made.
calling out to God and praying. And they said in the classes, the one person said, quote, she
Jesus. Oh
always
yeah,
brings
because that
some
was
really
when
nice
one
dessert.
did the
So she
200,
make desserts anyway. That's
and then he did the 100.
Yes, she's got a conscience. I really fucked up.
Yeah, during
I'll
the
tell you,
class, she
bro.
learned, the minister said, during the class, she
Boys
learned a lot
made some
about
money,
Jesus
bro.
Christ,
I've
burial,
made
and resurrection, and it
947
just
bucks.
convinced her. So on September 13th, she was baptized, and shortly thereafter, she confessed to her role in the murder. She said, quote, I feel like I had to do the right thing if I was serious about my new life and following the Lord like I wanted to.
Remember, I'm gonna buy the
Guy
lowest
said, I
tier.
told her
I'll
Lucinda
buy
be
shit
right
for
with
like
the Lord.
everybody, to be fair.
That's what she did. She did it. Now,
I'd buy higher.
her
but I don't got
description
the
of
money,
it, she
bro.
says she
Yeah,
hit
boy
this
don't got a
mother
job.
of 2 in the head with a crowbar,
I'm gonna get a job.
trying to knock
next
her
summer, to be fair.
unconscious. She also supplied her cousin with a gun and
Whenever
ammunition
y'all get
to shoot
monetized,
her after
dude,
the
I'll
crowbar
buy y'all's
knocked her
memberships.
out.
Just don't think I'm gonna buy the most
She gave
expensive
her
one.
brother a can of lighter fluid
I'm
and
gonna just
instructions
become
to
a
burn the
member,
body.
I'll go do other bullshit with my money.
Oh my God.
Spending random
While
shit,
driving
dropping
with the
my
handcuffed
number
victim
to-
from an apartment to a wooded
I got a lot of
area
people
where
to
she
cover,
shot,
bro.
where the victim was shot, Wilson noticed a ring on her finger.
Mama, I'll be right.
And she said, quote, he gave you my ring? And said, yes, he told me I could have it. And at that time, the victim took the ring off and gave it to her.
Max, check your playlist.
He's not playing.
Check the playlist.
How?
Down on D-pad. Oh no. Fucking, I cannot read. Hit it again. This man fucking trippy. You're not in this man's session. There's no way. Wait. What the fuck? How are y'all in this man's session, bro?
What? I know. Like
The
like
fuck?
5 minutes ago, I was watching GTA
I know one of those names.
on
Wait,
YouTube, and then I just wanted to play it.
is Max asleep?
Yes, he's black.
Pussy.
I don't know how he fell asleep in that position.
Probably fell asleep with his fucking dick in his hand.
Yeah, and his headphones on.
To the family home in Memphis. During the last years of their marriage, Mrs. Lyle discovered that Mr. Lyle had a girlfriend.
This
who lived in
man's
Mississippi,
fucking awesome.
named Vanessa Brown.
Sack, motherfucker.
Thanksgiving of
That man
2006
says, I don't even see
round,
Trippy. I wasn't even
Mr.
looking for
Lyle
Trippy. I
was
saw a fucking different movie, bro.
Thanksgiving.
Hey, Sam, that's my brother, bro. My cousin's playing on that right now, bro.
Lyle's fucking pissed.
So I say, how the fuck did y'all get in this session? Y'all got it at it.
Elderly father on the phone.
There's no
She
fucking way.
identifies herself and asks to talk to the daughter because, and I quote, somebody
Right,
sticks
time
it
up, bro. I haven't
together.
even seen it.
So, that's a problem.
Yo,
Someone's
y'all
fixing
saw
it
that
hurt
quick.
now.
Can I pull it up?
Yeah,
because I had that on. I got that
Mrs.
one.
Lyle
I can't actually do that.
Tara then went to Vanessa Brown's
Payment
home
info.
in Columbus. Only the elderly father was
Let me
home.
show y'all something real
She
quick, bro.
pretended to have car trouble and said she wanted to use the telephone and bathroom and went in there and looked around. As she was looking around, the woman's elderly father recognized her voice from the phone call and was like, I know who you are. Get the fuck out of my house. You said
Adam.
someone's fixing to get hurt. I'm fucking out of my house, goddammit. So
Don't be
she
doing that
left.
shit to my
Shows
brother,
up
bro.
after phoning them.
Yeah.
Says, I don't know any of y'all. Never talked to any of you.
Could I use the bathroom?
I have car trouble.
Alright, ignore
This
anything
is
else
a
it
trip,
says.
man.
This is how much it
fucked
says
up.
I've made.
So
I'm
when
not even
they
joking.
when he gets back to the house here,
I mean,
when
yeah, I
Mr.
got
Lyle
both.
and Vanessa come back to Vanessa's house, the old man says he told them not to get out of the car because he feared what Mrs. Lyle would do. He then took them to another house because he was afraid for their life because she had already said somebody was going to get hurt after she came down. You know, I was afraid, is what he said. Mrs. Lyle apparently called her husband's brother that day and told him that, quote, someone was going to pay for her feelings. She is pissed. The brother said he considered that to be a threat against her husband and immediately tried to call his brother and warn him, but had to leave a message. On December 2nd, Mr. Lyle called Tara and asked her to bring him some clothing and other items, including his knife and pistol.
It's
He
because
told
my
her to
cousin
bring
playing on it.
their daughter Kelsey
I
and
don't
her
know if he's
clothing
doing
because he
it.
was going to put her in
He's
school
like
in
watching
Columbus.
YouTube on and off, so he's
He's
like
like,
getting
bring me
on
the kid too, I'm
getting the
taking
fuck
her.
off.
They agreed to meet the next day at a convenience store in New Albany.
What the
Then
fuck is that?
they parked near each other. Mr. Lyle
shit.
went to Tara's car. He pounded on the trunk when she didn't get the items out. She then walked toward the trunk with the .380 caliber pistol in her pocket. She took out the gun and shot him. Severed his spinal cord. He fell down.
There's a hole in the
face
floor
down
right here,
on
bro.
the parking lot.
Not even joking.
Good shot. That's a small caliber gun.
Yeah, right through it.
Little bullet.
He then went over him where he was laying
Just takes
face
you right
down
to the
and
kitchen.
shot him 2 more times in the back of the head.
Wow.
Fucking gangster. That's some gangster shit. That's some mob shit.
The
When the first officers arrived, she still had the gun in her hand and stated, I shot the motherfucker. Here's a gun. I did it. There's witnesses that saw it. They're all there going, oh, that's the woman who shot him. And,
Oh, shit.
and their 12-year-old daughter was in the back seat. Jumped out of the car, ran to the convenience store yelling, my dad's been shot by my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
My
that's
mom
Bachelor.
is a monster.
That's Bachelorette number 3.
Jesus.
Number 4, who you also didn't choose, Shayna Michelle Hubers.
Adorable.
She's pretty. She was lying when she said she was all the things she said about herself. Okay, Shayna is 29
There's no
years
way.
old at this
Right
point.
now?
Right now, also divorced.
I did see
Is,
this shit
let's
off,
see
fucking
here.
dumbass.
Her earliest release date is September 11, 2032.
What other
So,
shit should I
she's got
say?
some time. That's okay. She was
Take
convicted
my
of
ass
first-degree
for
murder.
this shit.
That'll happen. She wrote text messages to her boyfriend saying that she woke up in the middle of the night with chest pains and her mother drove her to Lexington for
Look at
help.
those emails. I
Drove
probably
up
should.
from Lexington to help her. She was triaged and underwent an EKG at the hospital. That's what she texted her boyfriend, Ryan Poston. She wrote she was going to see a specialist and describe the types of
Damn,
medicine
15
she was prescribed.
minutes is the average
So,
duration.
later on
That's
that
fucking
day, she would
mental.
kill him. That's how this works. So, this is weird.
I appreciate how
She
much y'all
spends
been
2.5
watching
hours
something.
with
I really
detectives
do.
after the shooting. Never mentions her heart problem then when they talk to her, because she made it up. It never happened. She
never was triaged?
Never triaged, never had a heart problem. They ended up looking into her
Fucking
shit, and she
awesome.
did Google
Weird.
searches on high
I'm
blood
gonna see
pressure and heart
how-
disease.
How good this looks.
The police officer here says,
Look at this
for
shit,
instance,
dude.
she'd
Look at
search
this shit.
medication for left ventricle
I want to show y'all something
ventricular
because I think
hypertrophy.
this would find it
And
very
right
interesting
after
to you
that, she
guys.
sent a message to Ryan saying she had left
I used to
ventricular
go to
hypertrophy
this.
and the medication she was going to have to start taking for that.
Fucking, let me show y'all this.
She's diabolical as
Got the
fuck.
top 3 right
It was
here.
routine for
Medal, of
her
course.
to message him
T-Dog
often.
X.
He
That was
said
like
that,
before my
the
dude. And
officer
then
said that
Prime
he was
Minister
sent
Raz.
posting tens of thousands of social media messages because he would, rarely respond because they were broken up and he was trying to get away from her. If he was trying to break up or move on, she would send him 100 messages.
I think the
to
amount of
his one
subs of
response.
most of these
Many
people
times he would just turn his phone
would be
off.
enough to get me
So,
like half a mil.
yeah, they said even with everything,
It is a
Hubers then
fucking.
hacked into his Facebook account to
How many can I
unfriend
show
people
per
and send
page?
messages to others.
Fuck.
Oh my god, this bitch
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, I would say so.
Where's
There's
the
down here
analysis?
says, all in all, I would put the number of individual messages, pretty much you can't count them. I would say between 50,000 and 100,000
Just see the
messages
oldest
she sent.
subs. I ain't
What
gonna
are you
lie.
doing?
At other times, she'd use a friend's
We got
phone to
1,000
text him.
plus.
Yeah. The night he was
Stoner
killed,
Trey.
he was supposed to meet Audrey Bolt, who
That
was the
man's a
former
boogie.
Miss Ohio. So he was moving on well.
Yeah.
And this one was pretty good, so he does well for himself. At a United Dairy Farmers, and then go to a bar. So Hubers knew that this was happening because he said Hubers had friended Bolt on Facebook 2 days after Poston became friends with her. So anyway, they pointed here. Let's see. He was getting texts, and Ryan Poston's dad said, I asked him what was going on, and he said, Dad, she won't leave me alone. She won't leave me. She won't leave my home. I said, Ryan, that's your home. She needs to leave your home. I guess she was staying at his house.
Let's
He
see.
described
It
hearing
was
Ryan's
like my
phone ringing
earliest
from text
public
messages all night
subscriber
long.
on this
So
account.
she calls the she calls
Okay, we actually went
911,
far
and she
as
tells
shit
the
back.
911 operator, quote, I'm not a murderer. I just killed him in self-defense.
Is this the
That's
last
what he
one?
said. She said that's what she said on
That's
911.
not what I clicked. What the fuck?
Yeah, she said that there had been a violent climax to an episode of domestic
Engaged.
abuse. But as she continued to recall the events, she kept incriminating herself.
Damn.
She said, quote, because he was twitching,
So we got
and I knew
Kid
he was
J
going
on
to
side.
die anyway, and he was making funny noises, so I shot him a couple
Taken.
more times.
Oh,
What the fuck is
shit.
that?
He was twitching so bad, and I didn't want him to lay there and twitch.
Ghostman take.
Oh,
Hey,
just wanted him to die instead.
Mr. Spooky, yeah.
He'd been shot 6 times.
Bad boy Alex.
I want nothing to do with her.
Pretty much.
So scary.
Pretty much every side of his body had been shot at, they said. Also,
fucking
no
get some of
evidence
these
of
songs
physical
'cause I did
assault,
not
not
see
even
that before.
a out of place anything. They said the dust was still on the TV,
Anybody else
nothing
can
had been touched.
recognize?
Wow.
She described like a
Impregnability.
big scuffle
Oh
in the
yeah, I
living room.
forgot.
and
Your
this
ass got
didn't
fucking.
happen. Like even the
Close
carpet
to the
didn't
max,
happen.
actually.
Wait,
yeah.
wait, who
Yeah.
the fuck is that?
She hasn't cleaned ever.
When she
That's
gets
gotta
to the
be his
interrogation,
T-Dog X.
she
Yeah,
points
that
to
shit
her
called
nose.
that.
She said that Ryan wanted a nose job,
Jerome.
and she said, pointed at her nose and said, I shot him right there. I
Fucking,
gave him his
don't
nose
know
job.
half these people. I ain't gonna lie
That's
with
what
you.
she said.
She's callous
nice
as
to see
fuck,
how, like,
too,
the-
James.
Then she
Not
danced
just,
around
like,
the interview
typical
room when they
people
left
shit.
her alone, pirouetting
Yeah.
and singing. She was skipping and twirling and dancing around,
187
humming and singing
$80
Amazing Grace to
subs.
herself. And then at one point, she said, she's by herself in the
Hey, who's up
interrogation
on my
room,
birthday? I
skipping
fucking
around. She said,
appreciate that.
I did
Two
it,
people
yes,
up on
I
my
did it. I
birthday.
can't believe I did that.
Oh my god.
Y'all
Which
two
is
got
all
a
being
special
recorded.
place.
So they used that.
She's
In
as
my
bad
heart
as Jodi Arias, except she's admitting it.
She's admitting it. All right, let's see who you picked, though.
Yeah.
Never mind those. Let's get down to
Kill
your lady,
Venom, yeah,
Marjorie
that's a
Lorette.
lot.
Number 3.
He's really cool. Bro.
Marjorie, who is she? Marjorie Orban.
Sound like-
Marjorie Orban. Here she is.
Oh,
There she
Hell
is.
yeah.
Dog. There you go.
huge fan fan,
Hell, it's
bro.
Motley Crue video. There she is.
There
And,
it is.
Fuck yeah, she'll ride the back of a Harley, babe. Look at her.
yeah, there you go.
My
There she is
God.
being a Vegas showgirl.
Jersey,
There's that.
Rickles.
And here she is being arrested.
Oh no.
Santa's down, aka beautiful.
Much less glorious, that one, huh?
Yeah. Look at
Marjorie,
down, not even at the
Yeah,
camera.
tonight.
She's
Yeah.
ashamed.
Marjorie's
See, well,
59
audio
years
was
old
like-
at this
Yeah.
point in time.
Southern phone.
She's Jewish, which is odd for
Mr. Masper.
murder. We don't normally see Jewish murder women, usually. It's just not a normal, doesn't happen as often. I don't know why, I'm not saying
Ron
the
Riddle.
reason. Now, she is serving a life sentence, so I apologize. You're
Couldn't
going to have
make
to go
a
see
computer,
her.
bro. I don't even
She's
cook
a
that shit.
first
I'd
degree
wanna
murder.
burn
She's
it
in
alive.
Arizona. She's
I
in
should
Perryville
burn
right
it
now.
alive.
Is she really?
Oh yeah. September
Sacrifice this bitch
2004,
to
her
the
husband
gods.
Jay Orban, who's a successful art and
Oh,
jewelry
back
dealer,
this far.
vanished into thin air after returning home from a Phoenix business trip in Florida. Returning home to Phoenix.
Freddie
And on
Paz
October 23rd, a homeless
he kept
man
like subbing
found a
on something,
Rubbermaid
so always
bin
got that
wrapped in a
fucking
plastic bag in
picture.
the desert on the outskirts of Phoenix. He opened the tub to
Yeah.
find the dismembered
That's
torso of Mr. Orban.
Holy shit.
Yeah, his wife married
Everybody
Marjorie Ann Orban. Here, she was a showgirl, and also she danced at various
Harris
clubs where she met
fucking balls.
Jay. They divorced in 1998 for business reasons, just for
Fuck
some
this shit,
tax
bro.
thing.
It's my shit.
But Marjorie insisted they still live together as man and wife.
It's like shit.
Marjorie said that her husband returned from a
Oh,
business
will I
trip
show
and
you
headed
my
out
shit
again
back
after
here?
a brief stay. But Jay's
see.
mother, the husband's mother, claimed that her phone call with Jay contradicted Marjorie's statement. Jay told her he was planning to celebrate his birthday and had promised to call her right back. So during the investigation, authorities noticed that days after the disappearance, Marjorie kept liquidating her ex-husband's assets and running up his credit cards, even though she wasn't authorized to use his credit cards.
2 days, 2 days.
Court documents indicate that Jay was shot dead.
There's
Then
no
a
way to
fast
make
electric
18
saw
days,
was
but
used
that's
to dismember his body.
Wow.
Hope
God damn.
they searched his art dealership, hoping to find the lead, where they
I
found
felt
an
like
open
3
package of jigsaw blades with 2 of them missing.
She jigsawed him.
She jigsawed this man and then fucking rubbermaided him and put him in the desert.
Oh
God
my
damn.
god.
The remaining
It's
blades were
fucking
consistent with the
crazy.
cuts on his body. The prosecution believed that Marjorie shot Jay
Fucking
after
all
he returned from
balls
his
and
business
shit.
trip, then proceeded to freeze his body before cutting it up with a jigsaw blade. She didn't know what to do with it at first. They also noted that she painted her garage floor and suggested that this was where she killed him.
Yeah,
So
bro, but
that's-
I
think that's
appreciate
where
all
she
y'all
did
members,
dismembering.
dude. I really do.
Detectives used credit card records to track down a
Yo,
store
the
video
reason I can,
that showed Marjorie using his
support my
credit
shit.
card to buy a roll of black plastic
I
bags in
appreciate
2 50-gallon containers.
It means a
One of
lot.
the containers turned out to be the same container Jay was found in, dating down to the UPC label.
Fucking
Holy shit.
The police
Didn't take the sticker off it?
some good ass.
Police were contacted by a close friend of hers who claimed that Marjorie had previously
If you
threatened
want
to
to know
shoot
what
her.
to think, members,
She had also said
I'll
that she
be
would
upfront
wrap his
with y'all
body in
about
a
this one.
blanket and put him in the desert.
It's made
She gets in
228
there,
last
and they
31
said,
days.
let's see.
Recurring
the
is
detective here said,
93,
quote, "I just kinda
so
get
almost
the
$100
feeling
bucks a month
that
from
you're
that.
really not available and willing
And then
to help
limited
us
time
out.
members,
Try to
which is the
locate
gifted.
where." And
It's
Marjorie said, "You
134,
get that
so-
feeling, huh? Surprised to hear you say that." Then she said that they
Boys,
were divorced
boys
text
winning
messages.
with this
So
shit.
living
Y'all
together,
see that?
she said, "Just because I'm not running around and crying and
That's
in
just for
hysterics
members,
doesn't
by the
mean
way.
that I'm
That's
not
not
concerned and not
all
doing
around.
anything." So she did buy something. She
So,
bought a
it's
$12,000
fucking
baby
mental.
grand piano and took $45,000 from his business account.
That's your expenditure?
Yeah.
I can see all y'all's history for
Piano. So they said.
these fucking.
She said the detective over the phone said, "Can we schedule you for a polygraph?" She said, "You know what? She wants me to take a polygraph
Saints
tomorrow."
$4
talking about
note
the
on
detective
this
saying
stream,
to someone
which
else.
shows
And a male voice was heard in the background said, "You tell her to go fuck herself."
Jackson.
And the noise turned out to be Larry Weisberg, who's her boyfriend.
Warfare.
She was involved with a love triangle with a production manager she met at the gym, and she was having an affair by him. So that's what happened. Yeah, she gets arrested for first-degree premeditated murder. That counts as theft of $100,000 or more. All this type of shit. Then she makes a video diary. She says, "I am not a murderer. I have sat in jail for 4.5 years being considered an animal and a criminal, and my son has been told horrible things about me. The last time I saw my son was December 6, 2004, and I did not kill his father." Yeah, she says, "I made some mistakes, some pretty stupid mistakes along the way, but none of those mistakes
Fucking
involved
the
in
$5
causing
and
the
the
death of
$2
someone
looks
or
so
cutting them
fucking
off."
similar from where I'm
Yeah,
sitting at.
so that's that.
The angle's not straight.
That's your girl.
I can't believe it. That's who I
So
get.
that's
Yeah.
not
Are you
fucking
happy
it.
with your choices, or would you like to trade either one for what's behind, Jimmy?
Spare
Door
warfare with
number
the 20
5.
ball.
Hey, we have an extra choice. We have an out for you.
Party
Yeah.
Monster
That
Joey
was
scares
not
the
so
shit
bad.
out of me. I don't think I'm ever gonna see her, so I'll stick with her.
But you have to see
Oh,
it.
no,
You
that
have
was-
to. You have to go there. You have to. We're telling you. You got to sell up with her for a while, Jimmy. This is the thing here. So what do you want to do? You want to trade them both?
Party
Or one of them?
Monster scares me. He stabbed a man in the throat and then shot him.
That's true. So you're gonna trade in Party Monster and keep Marjorie. Okay. Let's find out. Let's give you a new guy then. Let's give you door number 5 is, let's show you a picture of him. Abraham Spear is his name. There
Okay.
he is. That's him performing because
Oh.
he's a country musician.
All right. He looks a
let's
little
see.
dark-haired Joe
The
Exotic.
Twin Tower
He's in a
dodos,
band and
whatever.
everything here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Joker
Back,
and Nigel.
Abraham Spear. I grew up
I
on a
know
farm,
that
on my
was a
family
fucking
farm in
moment for
North
me.
Carolina.
I ain't gonna
I love
joke
dogs,
around with
horses,
that.
and
That was a fucking
outdoors.
moment.
I like to learn
Yeah, you
learn
looked
leather
fucking
crafting
retarded.
and design and prison. Plan to start my own leather goods business upon release.
Blurry to fall.
Since the age of 10, I pursued my career in music.
Please don't
After
fall
high
back.
school, I attended
Please don't fall back.
ETSU in the bluegrass and country music
Stay.
program. I played pedal
Stay
steel,
with the
guitar,
fucking
bass,
small ass right
banjo,
now.
and several other instruments. In 2000, 2003, I was recruited to join a new bluegrass
All
band
y'all
being formed in
stoners though,
Virginia.
that thing was
We earned an
fucking
Emerging
mental.
Artist of the Year award
That
and
shit
toured
alone,
the
bro.
U.S. and Europe and made several
Y'all
appearances on the
fucking
Grand Ole Opry.
insane.
In early 2010, I got the call I dreamed of to Nashville to play pedal
I
steel,
appreciate
lap,
that
and
shit.
banjo with a top 20 country band.
Which one, motherfucker?
Parents gave you
Find out
like
in a second.
$20
Here.
at one
I
time.
tribute
Fucking
my beloved great-grandmother.
Yo,
my
yo, with
beloved
all the money
late
I was making, because
grandmother,
then
who
y'all remember
sadly
he
I
had to switch
lost
to his other account.
lost last year while in prison for instilling in me her love of country and
Might
bluegrass
just be
music
$50
as a
on the
reason for
first
becoming
day.
a professional musician.
Sane's with
We
the
talked and
100.
shared the gift of
Sane, look
music
how
with
OG
many
you
other
are, bro.
inmates since
You are
being
the
in prison. I
first
hope I've been able
donos.
to show how
That
how
first
music can
100
change
bomb
your
too.
lives.
First
I
$2
miss my
too.
family and friends in North Carolina and Nashville and would like to write to women who
Y'all
share
y'all
my
been
interests
mental to
in
me, dude.
music
I
and
I
my
hope
love
y'all
for
realize
animals
that,
and
bro.
the outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
he
think
was
a rascal
he
flat
was in
Jack.
the
I
Twang
thought I'd
Brothers.
actually see one
No.
of this, but
I
What?
don't know what that is.
Who
a
the
bunch of
fuck's
them
ever
made
heard
for
of that?
dads.
I don't know what that
Goddamn.
is.
That's a
I haven't
top
checked
20?
this shit.
Did he say top? How
Maybe at the
dare
time they had a song. Who knows?
Nobody's ever heard of them.
I've never heard of them. I didn't know if maybe you were like, oh yeah, those guys.
No.
Yeah, we know that. Well, he's
Watch
38
me,
years old.
Jones. How much have I made?
His earliest
made
release
fucking-
date's 2027, but that's also his
Are
latest
you
release
fucking
date. So he's getting
serious?
out
How
in
much have I made
2027.
total?
He is in for
Do 90 days. I need to see
attempted
this.
sexual enticement of a minor.
God
There you
damn
go,
it.
Jim. And the
I've made
whammy comes
13
up.
bucks off that. 14 bucks off
Oh,
that.
it's a
I'm
go.
not sure what's it.
Shit.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no. Let's see. He received his
That's
punishment,
fucked up.
17 years behind bars.
Make no fucking
He,
money from shorts.
he
They
came
don't
Door
do shit.
number two's
It's
a
not-
goat
I'll
chewing
do
on
that.
overalls.
That's all it is. Shit,
Holy
goddammit.
fuck.
It's a-
What about go back to this?
Scared.
Chewing on a kid's
What the fuck
overalls.
is
Chewing on
that?
hodgepodge bagosh.
Trying to pull him down with his teeth.
Yeah.
He's been in federal custody since September 20th when he came to Dallas to perform at
They don't
Toby
hear so
Keith's I
bad,
Love
they
This
just
Bar and Grill
fuck you,
with a country band out of
Membership.
Nashville. This couldn't get any better. According to court
They took
records,
27
a month
total.
before he came
One
to
day,
town,
like,
he
fucking
began an online
44.
conversation with someone he believed to be a woman with, in her
That shit
profile
too
it said
obvious,
she's
y'all.
just a mom of curious
Membership revenue, I
girls.
made 215 from
G-E-R-L-Z,
gifted members,
girls.
111 from
He asked the mom
members.
if her daughters, who he thought were 7 and 9,
members.
Oh,
non-gifted
no.
members.
quote, needed a teacher while I'm down there.
Cheaper. Let's need
What he
the first.
didn't know is that the mother was really an undercover FBI
605.
agent doing a sting operation for perverts of this nature.
Oh, God.
He spent weeks trying to convince the mom to send
597.
photos of the girls, and when he
Super
did
chat,
so, via
$8
online
to
chats and
fucking
cell phone, he would occasionally ask what the girls were wearing.
Stickers, I mean,
He
shit.
eventually sent a photo of himself wearing nothing but underwear,
Yeah,
and his
bro.
text got increasingly more graphic in
Appreciate
nature.
all the love y'all
He
gave
thought
me,
he'd
bro.
be meeting the mother at Jason's Deli on September 20th. A fucking chain? Come on,
You
man.
gonna
Instead,
Damn.
get a large potato salad and a 7 and 9
I was gonna say, and a
I don't
fucking
wanna
and a
sleep.
fourth grader? What the hell are they doing?
I'm not in
Can
a
I get a
comfortable
number
place
7
right
and
now,
a
so I'm
9?
gonna sleep.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Gross.
Oh my god.
Sleep is balls though.
That'll be the newest conspiracy theory. It won't be Wayfair selling tables for too expensive. It'll be that Jason's
Yeah,
Deli,
if
the
y'all
7
wanna see
and a
all
9
my
are
shit,
kids.
let's switch
Watch
over
it out.
to
So instead of meeting this woman and her kids, he's greeted by FBI agents.
such
And he insisted, quote, I wasn't going to do anything. And then when they got him in the office, he broke down, started crying, and admitted everything. He even told agents that he had offered to pay $200 to engage in sexual acts with the daughters.
What a piece of shit.
$200 is his price for a chick.
Oh,
subtitles.
Piece of shit. So that's your guy. Congratulations, Jimmy. You got a real winner there. At least
Should I
he's
look
gonna
at
play
copy?
music you like.
That's like
And,
a copyright.
let's pick
I
see the
forgot.
lady you didn't pick also here. This is.
It can tell me what shorts
let's
are
see.
Yeah, I feel
stolen.
like this is why we've never heard of the Twang Brothers.
What's
Probably. They're probably happy you've never heard of
what's
them.
the
Yeah.
most I've
They'd be that
stolen?
group with the fucking pervert in it. They don't want to do that.
Ah,
Are you the pervert? No, man. He's in prison. We kicked him out.
Twang
So,
Brothers.
the Twang Brothers.
How does a band with the word wang in it?
Yeah, have this guy, it's like having bowels in Joey's crime description. It's
Yeah.
just all wrong. The whole thing's wrong. It's all wrong, Jimmy. So
Okay.
here is Bachelorette
Doesn't
number
count.
5, who you did not pick. You stuck with the dismembering, who probably did the worst crime of the night as your woman here. But she was in Girls, so Jimmy's old and strong.
Alright, so as a
Bachelorette number
when you
5,
get
here she
monetized
is.
as a creator,
This
they
is
allow you
Tracy
to,
Lee.
like, if somebody
Here,
steals your
she
shit,
goes
you
by
can
Trey
fucking
Lee,
shoot them
and she
the
says,
fuck
I've been in
down.
prison for too long,
I
and
might
per
wanna
attorney,
read those old
due to
fucking
my good
TikToks.
standing while inside of my
I fucking
accomplishments, I'm
uploaded
due
them
for a
and shit.
commute of my sentence. In the last
Just in
30
case somebody
years
tries
of
to be a bitch and
incarceration,
claim
I've
that
had
shit.
excellent opportunities. Oof. I've been able
Let's
to
take it
achieve some
down.
inspiring and amazing things to not only help myself, but to help
You can do
be of
it,
help
God.
to the community. I've been able to
Claim all
evolve
that
from a
bullshit
lost
by
girl of
myself.
30 years ago into a capable woman with strong moral character. During COVID, I've been busy taking in orphan,
Wait.
wounded cottontails that everyone brings me.